Hello, it's Delia here, and today we have another tool for living the magic of you. And this is a gauge I like to call the circle and the dot for obvious reasons. So we're going to refer to this, but this is like what the circle and the dot looks like. Okay, so as an empath, as a highly sensitive person, or whatever title you like, you're the kind of person who walks into the room and knows the emotional state of everybody there. In fact, you can be thinking about a household of friends and pretty much know what's going on with them. Not the storyline part, but the kind of the emotional reality of other people. And when you have that capacity, it's called clairsentience. So it's a way of sensing, sensibility, sensation, other people and what's going on with them. So this makes a lot of sense when you think about everything is energy. And that means that everything is vibration. So your ability to tune into um, what the vibratory rate of anybody is just really the way we're built. The societies that we live in have stories that say that it's unusual or it can't be done or something like that. But the truth is that you can tune into anybody, um, not only anywhere on the timeline, not only anywhere on the planet, but also anywhere on the timeline, and get a sense of them. So there's a lot of story and reason and justification that says that that's not possible, but you know it's possible because you've done it. When I was first learning how to read energy, um, the first teacher that I had was really very clever, um, meaning he would ask us to do things that um, were supposedly beyond our training, but we didn't know that we couldn't do them, so we could do them. The ones in the class who had information that they couldn't do it, but the ones who didn't have any information on the thing at all were able to do it. So um, the first time he had me uh, do a demonstration, it was in a social setting, so I didn't really know it was a demonstration, other than we were going to show some friends of some friends what we were up to. And um, the way this worked, well, I'm trying to remember the way he had me do it. And you could, because you can try this at home, is my point. Um, he had me. They said a name. They had a person that they wanted to know about, and so they told me the person's name and their geography. They lived in Holland. Okay, and so he told me, okay, so um, ask like your higher self. Um, to help you with this by bringing you the person that you already know that's most like the person in Holland, and start there, and then it'll take you. And so that's what I did. Was I um, asked for who did I know that was like this person in Holland, and somebody came up. um, I'm very picture oriented, so I saw the pictures. And then I started to describe my friend, but then the information that was started to come through had less to do with my friend and more to do with this person in Holland. Now, a thing to know is that the first time I did this, I completely thought I was just making it up. It's like, I don't know why I'm saying this. I don't know why I'm seeing this. I don't know why I'm hearing this. And also, um, later, when I was actually in a psychic school and was doing hundreds of readings and looks a month, um, the same thing happened. We would joke, me and the other students would joke about how we felt like we were just making it up. But you do it enough, you do it, and 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 you learn to not pay any attention to that voice or inclination that's saying that you're just making it up, and you just go with what's coming through. And you get less and less invested about whether it's right or wrong. You get more and more honed in on what's the information that's coming through. So your priorities shift as you do volume, as you do it more and more. So being able to read energy from all over the world, you're already doing it. Think about a time, uh, like like when I became aware of this, I was in a in the psychic school, and the tsunami happened in like 2004, I think. And everybody in the school had been having a lot of intensity and a lot of uh, sadness and a lot of crying and a lot of weakness. And it was before everything was instant information. It was before smartphones as we know them. So we were still in the days of getting information um, later. And so when we were in class that weekend, um, the teachers were all talking about how, be aware that the tsunami happened, and you're all very psychically aware and attuned, and you're training at that, so you're going to be even more aware and attuned, and your body's going to register it. And so this was a great awakening for me that my body knew things that I didn't have an explanation for. That part I kind of understood, but I didn't put two and two together. So like a tsunami that happens around the planet in a country I don't really have any affinity with one way or the other, and that many people leaving the planet at one time, all of that is going to make it. It's going to put a wrinkle in the force, whatever they say in Star Wars about the a tear in the force or a ripple in the force. So, like right now in 2021, there's so much that's going on with the COVID, with the vaccines, no vaccine, school opening, not opening, wear masks, don't wear masks. There's just so much that's going on right now, and a year of being at this COVID thing. So there's just a tremendous amount of stuff that's going on, and you can very well be experiencing a lot of emotional ups and downs, or crying, or weeping, or anger, or anxiety that may even to you seem a little disproportionate to your circumstances. And that's a good indication that your system is aware of energies of other people, much more so than you had maybe previously imagined. And when you're aware of that, when you notice that your body is um, having more anxiety, maybe you're noticing your shoulders are kind of up around your ears, or you're noticing, kind of holding your jaw or your neck, or you're noticing shallow breathing. So it could be that a lot of what you're picking up, what you're sensing, doesn't even belong to you. So, in the case of it doesn't even belong to you, and don't try to figure that out, because you're the criteria that you have in your brain to make such a judgment is inadequate in misinformation. And your system is greater than the information that you have in your brain. So what you can do is if you notice yourself tightening up or hunkering down or um, physically responding as though there's an immediate threat, even though there isn't one for you at that time. As soon as you start to notice it, you can be curious. Okay, so um, truth, who does this belong to? And you and you might get a sense of spaciousness, like it doesn't even belong to you. And then what you can do is say, return to sender with consciousness. Return to sender with consciousness. And what that does is you're sending the energy back to whoever you got it from, and whoever they 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 got it from, off into eternity. And what this is doing is you're not like sending anxiety back to your brother if you're picking up on his anxiety. What you're doing is you're sending his energy. So anxiety is like the flavoring, but underneath that is his energy. You're sending that back to him and then back to whoever he got it from and whoever they got it from and whoever they got it from, back to origin. And because you're sending it back with consciousness, you're energetically, not your body personality, but energetically, you're offering for your brother to be able to release the energy that doesn't belong to him and back and back and back and back and back. It doesn't make rational sense because it's energy, and rational says that there is no such thing as energy the way we're talking about it. Which your body knows is not true because your body reads energy all the time. So return to center with consciousness, return to center with consciousness, return to center with consciousness, and you repeat that until your body feels a little better, and you'll notice it because your stomach will relax, or you'll notice you're breathing more deeply, or your shoulders will come out of your ears. Your body will have a response. So you want to continue return to center with consciousness at least until your body makes a shift. And then for good measure, you can say it a few more times and see what else you can clean out in that moment. Okay. Now, the other thing that happens because you're sensitive is you will often you'll have probably a different way of describing this, but energetically, what happens is, um, let's say the dot is your awareness, your energy. And so if you're around somebody, like we'll use the brother, right? Because the brother had anxiety in this scenario. So let's say the brother is out over here. Let's say the brother's my plant over here, okay? Here's your brother. And if you're feeling his anxiety and kind of like trying to solve it for him or trying to heal it for him or just trying to take it away from him so he'll feel better, what'll happen is your dot will either be somewhere in the extremities of your circle because you're trying to get over there to your brother, or it'll actually, your dot, your energy will actually leave your circle and go over there. And, it with the intention of trying to be helpful, right? But what happens is when your dot is not in the center, your body is going to feel very anxious. The farther away from the center, the more your body is going to be anxious, nervous, upset. It's going to be asking, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? Because your system is geared for you to be in the center of your system. So your consciousness, your awareness, your energy to be anchored in the center of you. And then you can have your awareness be going over to your brother. But it's better if you're like using vocabulary, like talking to your brother and asking how he's doing that way. If you're using your clairsentience to like leave you to go help him, your body doesn't have you. And whenever um, you, the bright spark, the infinite self, the ultimate you, and your conscious energy and attention, whenever you kind of leave you to go be with somebody else, then you're not occupying you. And then your system gets very nervous and anxious. And that's your energy because you're not home. You have left you. And this is really common in people who are afraid of being left and who have experiences in the past of not counting and not mattering and coming in second. And then, um, and then, and then you're enacting that. uh, you're acting as though your brother is more valuable and real than you are because you've left you. That's an action of saying he's more valuable than you are. You've left you to go be with him. So it's an unintended consequence, but it is your body's anxiety can be telling you that you have left you for these other people or that other person to check on them. And so in that case, what's great about this visual of this circle and dot is you can use it as a gauge. So when you're anxious, because this is a time of plenty of anxiety and it will continue to be, and you'll use this gauge, you'll say, so truth, where's my dot? And then you'll have a visual of your dot being like over on an edge or, kind of bouncing back and forth or completely out of your circle. So when you use this gauge to find out where you are outside of your circle or out of the outer edges, then when you discover that you're not in the center of your circle, you can just choose to call all of your energy and attention back to right here, right now, and use your body, wherever your body is located. There you go, as your locating device, and just call all of your energy, attention back to right here, right now, with your sweet body. And you can use today's date, whatever the day's date is, to help bring all of your energy and attention, known and unknown, from this and any other body part, body universe or dimension, back to right here, right now. And then what that does is it brings your dot back to the center of your circle. And then you will notice that you may feel more. Some of the words I often hear, and even for myself and from others, is like you feel more full or you feel more solid, or you may even feel weighted or heavy. And heavy and solid and full are often words used um, to, um, not in a way that we think of, and not the way we're using them here. Here, where to feel full of you is appropriate. And if you've been spreading yourself too thin, to feel heavy can just mean that you're home and you're finally occupying you. So full and heavy and dense can all be an expression of you coming home to you. So you can use the circle and the dot gauge whenever you're feeling kind of um, anxious or um, confused or spacey. And then just call all of your energy back to the center of you. Just call all of your energy back to right here, right now. right here, right now. So the more you're home with you, the more you have the um, capacities that are yours available to you. A way that this is described sometimes is being present or being mindful. I think of it as more being present and also empowered because you're empowering you for a change. So play with the circle and the dot gauge and use that to start to occupy you more. And when you're aware of anxiety, just be curious of who does it belong to. And it may well be that there's some portion of the anxiety belongs to your brother and some portion of it belongs to you. So you can use return to center with consciousness and calling all of your energy back to right here, right now with your sweet body. That particular 1-2 punch of returning to center with consciousness and calling all of you back to you are ways that they're very simple and they're incredibly potent and powerful. And you'll definitely notice a difference. So I hope you use the tools and I hope you enjoy becoming more empowered to be you. And I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.